order led by Dana Johnson with 6. Jeff Thompson has 4, Howard Flowers 3. And we thank our statistician, Glenn Martin, who keeps us right up to date with these figures. Mickey Johnson on the move to the right-hand side, finds Thomas at the top of the circle, over to Evans in the corner. Evans back to Johnson. Johnson on the drive, and he's hit by Schwanholt outside. Non-shooting foul, but Norristown is in the 1-on-1 situation.
If you'll notice, although Tennent, is playing a man-to-man, apparently they've been told not to go out too far away from the basket. They're keeping their man-to-man very close, within 10 feet of the basket, which is a style of defense Rolly Massimino of Villanova developed. He does that quite often. It's almost like they'll give you the 12-foot shot. They'll make you prove that you can make that shot before they'll come out after you.
We've seen both Johnson and Flowers come alive in recent games, and if they give them that shot, they're going to take it. Evans also has been hitting from that distance. Johnson with 2 gives the Eagles their 7-point lead again, tied with the biggest lead of the night. Tennent on the move, Schwanholt on the dribble, looks up, finds Bates. Bates cross court to G. G to Schwanholt, up high, about 5 feet past the top of the key. On the move to the right, finds Bates. Bates back to Schwanholt, Schwanholt over to Carver. On the drive, and it's Jeff Thomas with a block. Nice play. Looked like he had a layup. Thomas stopped him. Over to Johnson. Johnson finds Lever. Lever tries to force it in, and he's walking with the ball. Norristown coming back with both Ramsey and Flowers.
I wasn't sure what the official was going to call there. The walking call really surprised me.
Yeah, walking with the ball. It looked like it might have been a foul on Lever as he tried to force his way in.
Charging.
Schwanholt on the move, and Norristown has its starting lineup back in the ball game. Schwanholt with a left-hand dribble. Flowers playing him all over the court. Pinky Johnson has Jones now. Reverse. Jones with the ball. Outside to G. G holding. Over to Carver. Carver back to Jones. Johnson again on him. Jones looks for the move. Doesn't have it. Bates outside. Mayer playing him up high. It's not the starting lineup in. Evans sitting down. Taking a breather. Jones on the spin move. Offensive foul. There it is. Jones pushing off with his hand. Good call by the official.
You can see that Tennent is a well-drilled team. They apparently have practiced some plays, and they're running the plays well, but Norristown is just too quick for them.
Now, the other thing is, Frank, those plays are fine if you get a 3 or 4 point lead. They're going to force Norristown to come out. But when you're down 7, sooner or later, you got to shoot the ball. There's Ramsey on the jumper, short jumper. Norristown comes up by 9, 19-10. 6 minutes and 23 seconds left here in the second period. Ball over to Jones. Jones has a 3-pointer, and it's good. Frank, no question that Jones can shoot. You simply cannot leave him open.
It shocks me that they're leaving him open that much. I expect John Cresswell will do something about that sooner or later.
Yeah, that's 10 points for him already in this game. Pinky Johnson answers with a 2-pointer. Eagles by 8. Full court press still in effect. It's a foul on Norristown. Looks like it's on Flowers for pushing off on the inbound pass. Tennent's still not in the 1-on-1 situation, so they'll inbound in front of their own bench. G to handle the ball. G finds Jones. Pinky Johnson behind him. Jones all the way. And we got away with one there, Frank. That should have been a goaltending call
on Priest Ramsey. That's what I thought. I was shocked they didn't call goaltending on that.
And Mosenson is up off the bench. Definitely that was goaltending. Absolutely, no question about it. Foul on Norristown. Going to the foul line will be Gail Carver, Tennent's 6th man. That last foul was on Mayers, his first. Carver to shoot 2. First shot is up off the front of the rim, no good. Eagles still lead by 8, 5 minutes, 47 seconds left here in the first period. Excuse me, in the first half. Second shot, Carver shot up, too strong, no good. High on the boards, Mayer, hands to Johnson. Johnson quickly up to Flowers. On the drive, Flowers stops for the jumper up, yes. Quick move, and that's Norristown at its best, playing that transition game. Norristown backs off the press. G with a dribble, picked up by Thompson. Over to Schwanholt. Schwanholt looks for Bates. Ball bounces off the front of his foot. Taken by Thompson. Thompson to Johnson, over to Ramsey, and the ball is out of bounds. Frank, that's an interesting play right there. Cresswell told me before the game that he felt his team got a little, I'm going to use his words here, too dunk conscious up at Ben Salem. Not just on the one we saw miss, but looking for that lob pass. And you don't want to do that. You want to get to be hungry with that lead and to try to push that lead even higher. They've got a good 10-point lead. You want to keep going. Jones on the spin move. He missed it, a little strong. Johnson on the rebound. Here he comes. Flowers along with him. Johnson stops with a jumper up and good. 25-13 Norristown. Pinky Johnson lighting up the Nets tonight. 12 points already as the Eagles lead by 12. Schwanholt on the move. Stops the dribble over to Jones. Now there was a case where Jones had that three-pointer and looked away. G handling the ball outside. Over to Vesey. Vesey looks around, doesn't have anybody, finds underneath Schwanholt. Ball hit by Ramsey, but Thompson out of bounds when he gets it. And once again, they are not able to get the ball underneath and get any kind of short basket.
The quick hands of the Norristown players. It's just taking the ball away from them.
Goes Schwanholt on the drive underneath, and just as soon as we say that, in he goes for the two-pointer. Flowers up court, quick transition again by Norristown, deep to Johnson. Johnson over to Evans with a jump shot, strong off the rim. Ball tipped back. Johnson has it, finds Thompson. Thompson on the move, no good off the rim. Vesey controls, looks up court for Jones. And that's interesting. Jones really didn't even hustle after that ball.
Yeah, I can't understand that. It looked to me like he could have saved it.
Wonder if he thought that it had been hit by somebody on the Eagles.
Yeah, I guess he did.
Flowers on the drive, all the way underneath.
Oh,
yes.
Did Flowers fool them? They were looking for the pass, and he just took it.
You know, we've seen that move by Flowers several times now. He moves from the right hand to the left, right up the key with a soft floater. It's a good move. Ball around, Carver has it, looks underneath, forces it. Ball hit by Evans, but he must have caught Carver with his body. Foul, Mike Evans.
I think what you can't see, what I noticed watching Flowers last year when you watch from behind the basket, as he brings the ball down the middle, his eyes aren't looking to where he's going. He looks to the right, he looks to the left, he looks like he's going to pass it. And then all of a sudden he just keeps coming. It's his eyes that fool the opposition.
Yeah, I think both Flowers and Johnson have that kind of peripheral vision that you need to be a good guard. You know, we talked about this when we were sitting at the Ben Salem game. I hope a team takes a chance on Howard Flowers for college. I think Flowers has the potential to be a really nice point guard and to set up an offense.
Oh, I think he has a lot of potential.
Small college maybe in Pennsylvania. Really, they would get themselves a heck of a ball player with him. Eagles moving the ball inside. Evans is going underneath now. Flowers from the corner. No good, but there's Evans battling. Jump ball, possession arrow favors Tennent. And there's that freedom that Cresswell talked about with Evans floating from the outside and then underneath also to work under the boards. 3 minutes, 29 seconds left. The Eagles lead by 10, 27-17. Ball in the hands of Jones as Tennent breaks the press. Back outside to G. G over to Schwanholt. And once again, Tennent slows it down. Ball goes over to G. G under to Vesey. And Mike Evans on his back with his second foul as Vesey begins working underneath. And this time Tennent will go to the line for 1-and-1. Jeff Thomas immediately off the bench for Norristown, replacing Mike Evans as Cresswell does not want him to get his third foul.
You know, although Norristown is playing man-to-man, it's really nice to see how they will switch men and cover for each other. They just do such a beautiful job on that defense.
William Tennent is shooting foul shots about the same way Ben Salem did last Tuesday. There's Johnson, looks for Thompson, ball hit off of somebody's shoulders, and Tennent picks it off. In the hands of Jones, batted by Thompson, right to Carver. Carver underneath to Schwanholt with a fake, gets the Eagles defender in the air, and the Tennent Panthers cut the lead to 8. Ball in the hands of Johnson. Johnson over to Thomas. Thomas open with a jump shot from the foul line, yes. Jeff Thomas makes it 29-19.
Thomas will take that shot all night if they give it to him. That's his favorite shot.
Wide open. G over to Schwanholt. Schwanholt does not shoot. G with a jumper up off the rim, no good. G follows, played by Thomas, comes back outside, finds Schwanholt. Schwanholt holding the ball in the hand to G. G on the drive, takes a jumper, no good, strong. Johnson on the rebound, spins, coming up the center. With a dribble, moving up to the key, finds a path, goes underneath for the drive, yes. Quick acceleration that time by Binky Johnson. Norristown up again by 12. Ball to Jones, Jones on the drive, spins, easy layup. Mike Jones with his 12th point for Tennent.
That Jones is some ball player, I'll tell you that.
Here comes Thomas with a left-hand dribble. Over to Flowers. Flowers on the drive underneath. Yes, and it looks like Norristown's quickness beginning to take its toll.
Well, the Tennent players are tired.
Tennent trying to cover the man-to-man.
It takes 1 quarter to tire out the opposition, but then it seems to happen.
You know, watching Norristown over the last few games, any team that tries to cover Norristown man-to-man, I think is making a mistake. Johnson and Flowers are simply too quick. They're going to find those men underneath, and they are going to break that press and get those easy layups. We've seen it here now with 3 or 4 baskets just here in the last 2 minutes.
And when you bring the ball down, you almost have to leave one man back on your offense to stop Norristown's transition game.
1 minute and 41 seconds left here in the half.
It's like you need one man to play defense at both ends of the court, or else Norristown will just run you into the ground.
William Tennent inbounding under their basket. Ball in the hands of Schwanholt. Schwanholt moving on Thomas. Still playing man-to-man with that pressure. Cresswell likes that pressure. There goes VC underneath, and there's a battle. Foul this time is on
Tennent, I think, Jim.
Tennent. And Norristown will be shooting 1-on-1. And there's that battle underneath. Those elbows in action. And this time the foul was on the Tennent man trying to set up position. Foul that time was on Mark G, his second foul for Tennent.
Excuse me, Jim, do you know if this guy Mike Jones for Tennent, is he a senior, or do you know what grade level he's in?
We have seen nothing from Tennent. Norristown didn't get a lineup or anything. There was nothing we had seen. He is a nice ball player, though. And
I don't remember him from last year. That's why I asked that question.
They said he had 33 points against Abington earlier this week. A heck of a ball game. Thompson makes the first, ready with the second. It's good. Eagles stretch the lead to 14, 35-21. You know, Frank, interesting thing about Norristown tonight, it's like a silent 35 points. Here they are. They're up by 14 points. And it's been a very quiet stretching of the lead.
I was trying to see what's different about this year's team and last year's. And I think the difference is they don't have a leading scorer, and that's a big advantage. It's like anybody will score at any time. Anybody can pick the team up, and nobody's looking and waiting for someone else to do the scoring.
And I think all 4 of the starters, with the exception of Ramsey, and he may have, but I'm not sure, have led the team at one time or another this year. Jones makes his first foul shot for Tennent. Jones now has 12 points, 13 points. Ready with his second shot, takes a deep breath, ball in the air, good. 35-23, Norristown up, 1 minute and 22 seconds left in the first half. Howard Flowers over to Johnson. Johnson with a jump shot off the front of the rim, no good. Takes the ball from VC with a jumper up, good. And he's fouled by VC. Johnson does that really well. Hangs around under that basket, waits for the big man to come down, steals the ball from him, goes up.
Seems to me Binky's got a few rebounds tonight. What's our statistician have over there for Binky Johnson in the way of rebounds?
Binky has 6 rebounds. He and Jeff Thompson are tied, each of them with 6.
That's
Johnson
something.
also has 16 points already. They're in and out. Going for number 70. There he goes. Steals the ball again. Oh, and a great pass to Jeff Thompson. Binky Johnson. What a play by Johnson. 39-23 Norristown. 1 minute mark. There's Flowers on the steal. Underneath. With a left-handed little running hook. No good. Foul on Schwanholt. Quick feet, quick hands. Norristown has them both, and we've seen them tonight. Flowers will be up on the line for 2. Now that play looked harmless enough. They were playing one-on-one. They didn't go to their full court trap, but with those quick hands, Howard Flowers made the play. Flowers makes his foul shot. He's got 9 points now.
Well, Jim, it's like a quick boxer versus a slow big boxer.
Okay, Flowers now with 11 as he makes 2 for an 18-point lead. Schwanholt on the move. Flowers tried to tip the ball away from him, knocked it out of bounds. Tennent's ball with 46 seconds left here in the first half, down by 18. You have to remember, this is a very good William Tennent team. They're 11-4 this year.
And they beat some good teams. Just knocked off Abington, as you said.
Tennent will inbound. Ball comes into Bates, who is back in the ball game. Bates to G. G looks for Bates. Bates underneath, and he walks. And
these teams coming in, they just aren't used to playing the basketball at this speed. The tempo is just too fast for them.
Tennent has 3 points tonight from their big men, which shows how Norristown is stealing off underneath. Flowers 10 for 3 points, in and out. Ball coming out. Looks like there's a foul in there on the rebound. It's against Norristown.
I'm not sure who it was on.
Foul's on Priest Ramsey. That's his first. Lucky we have Glenn here, Frank. He keeps us alert.
What's Glenn have for scoring for Mike Jones? Does he have half their points?
Jones has 14. Yeah, he's a lot over a half.
Half their points.
Yep. It's number 42, Gail Carver, up on the line. And Mike Jones was the one who tried to get up on the line. Carver will be shooting 1-and-1 here with 23 seconds left. Ready with a shot. Ball in the air. Good. 41-24, 17-point Eagle lead. Carver ready with a second. You can hear those Norristown cheerleaders in the background. Shot is up. No good. In and out, and Ramsey on the rebound. Over to Thomas. Thomas with a left-hand dribble moving up. Gives the ball to Johnson. 16 seconds. Eagles will be perfectly content to get one shot here at the end of the half. Flowers and Johnson tossing the ball around. 8 seconds left. Johnson on the move. Will be looking. Looks up, finds Thompson underneath. Misses. Right in and out. Thompson again. And the basket is good. The ball in the air. As the buzzer sounded, Norristown 43, Tennent 24 at halftime. And once again, Binky Johnson outside finds Thompson underneath, hits him with a pass. So good at hitting that open man.
Jim, can you see the Tennent coach walking toward the locker room? He's probably wondering exactly what he can do the second half. To me, I suppose he'll have to go to some kind of a zone, but against this Norristown team, I sure wouldn't want to have to defense against them.
Well, he came out with the right idea, no question about that. Once again, it is a 19-point Norristown lead here at halftime. We will be back shortly with some halftime comments and with the statistics. Halftime score, Norristown Eagles 43, the William Tennent Panthers 24. His pregame comments, John Cresswell, the coach of the Norristown Eagles, said that one of the things that he wanted to see tonight was that his team was hungrier when they had the lead. They had a tendency to let Bensalem back in the game last Tuesday, and even in the second half, the game was played even up. Tonight, however, Norristown just keeps stretching that lead. They were up by 7, and they pushed it to 9, moved right on out to 19 points. And it looks like a very comfortable lead. Cecil Mosenson, Tennent coach, going in with his head down, certainly wondering what he can do to stem the tide of this very, very quick Eagle team. Frank, some observations from you.
Well, I think you could see from the beginning of the game that Tennent was a well-drilled team. They ran plays well. They were just slow compared to Norristown. It's kind of like the country boy versus the city boy. There's a difference in speed there, and it was very noticeable in the game. Norristown has such a balanced attack at this point in the season, and if they can keep that up, I expect them to go a long way. Probably the next toughest game will be playing Abington at Abington. Now I'm going to turn it over to Glenn Martin, who will give you the statistics for the first half. Take it away, Glenn.
Thanks, Mr. Winkle. Balanced attack for Norristown tonight. Dana Binky Johnson with 16 points and 6 rebounds. Howard Flowers with 11 points. Jeff Thompson with 10 points and 6 rebounds. Not a balanced attack, however, for William Tennent. 14 points for Mike Jones. He has over half their points. Rebounding, Joe Veazey has 4 rebounds. Sean Bates with 4 rebounds. Team rebounds, Norristown has the edge, 17-12. Nobody in any real foul trouble. Free throw shooting, William Tennent 6 for 11. Norristown 11 for 13. Please stay tuned for the second half of basketball.